Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
And we're back on Flash.
No substance.
So today's top 5 is going to be the top 5 demon movies to go partner up with the Halloween October horror top 5s that we're doing. First one was Ghost, second one was Friday the 13th Kills, and now third we're going to do Demons.
Yes.
These movies have been around for a really long time, creepy as shit, and but it's part of the horror genre. We love it. Tense! Go first.
All right, so demon movies are, I guess how we're going to qualify this is that they could not have actually lived in the, what are we, like the real plane or earthly plane? There you go. They couldn't have lived in the actual, they were never alive at one point. These things were always dead and they were malicious spirits, right?
Then I guess I better change my number 5.
All right, so your top 5 is wrong, so we're going to get into mine. My number 5! Jeepers Creepers.
Damn you!
Jeepers Creepers. I flirted a little bit. I almost didn't put this on my number 5, but it's like I love this movie so much.
Absolutely.
So much. And it's one of those films, I think, because of how the era that it was set up in, and was it old, was it new, was it this time, was it the past type deal. It's like it's one of those films that can continue to go on and it won't age that badly. The monster from the film, the demon from the film, was really inventive at the time. We had never seen anything like that.
We still don't know what it is.
Exactly. The story behind it was cryptic but yet very interesting, and the fact that his whole transition of only being there every so often, kind of like Pennywise,
pretty much,
was something that
the Pennywise had 4 more days.
Hey, 4 more days. There you go. Was something that it was a breath of fresh air since we hadn't had anything from it for quite some time.
Right.
All right. So
number 4.
Your favorite, The Babadook. I love this movie.
It was a ghost. It wasn't a demon.
He was not a ghost.
It was a ghost.
He was not a ghost. They never said that he was ever alive.
All right.
He was never alive. When did they show him alive? They never showed him alive. He was like, he threw
Pennywise's boyfriend.
There you go. He threw books out there. He wore a creepy hat and stuff like that, and he made people do things. It was like he slight influences and stuff, and he and lights and stuff like that. He never really hurt anybody, which was really crazy. He made people hurt people. So anyway, that's a great movie. It was on my top 5 of my best horror films. So it's like, of course he's going to be on my top 5 demon films because he's a great demon.
Okay.
All right. Number 3. The Exorcist.
Exorcist is number 3.
It is a demon movie.
No.
Oh, but it's like how low it is?
Right. Are you serious? That's like probably the greatest horror movie of all time.
Whose top 5 is this?
All right.
Exorcist is number 3 because as of right now, unfortunately, it is a little dated and it's very slow in the very beginning. It loses points.
I make that point all the time, so you're right.
It's very slow in the very beginning. It's like you can skip the first half of The Exorcist and still be okay watching the middle to the end and be like, I didn't need to watch the first part, because you get the point of the movie from the middle to the end. That is it. The very first half of this movie, waste of time.
Number 2.
Evil Dead, the remake. I love that movie. I love that movie better than the original because they did so many great things with how it looked, the demon, the scariness is like, I don't like watching that movie by myself. That movie's so...
To this day, man.
I don't like watching that movie by myself, and I want my kids to be a little bit more mature where I can show them to where I don't have to ruin their childhood. But that movie is a great demon movie. I wish they had continued on.
Could have ruined their adulthood.
Yeah. I don't want to be...
That movie was horrible, like scary.
I don't want them to be like, oh my god, I fear this movie because like I am with Phantasm. I fear this movie and don't want to watch it into like as an adult because I ruined them as a child. Thanks, Mom.
Number 1. I'm curious.
I debated on this one. And,
Master debated?
I master debated on that. Me and Khalifa. I was thinking about it and I went with the first one, but then I changed my mind and I thought about which one did I really like better. Hellraiser 2.
Hellbound. Okay, you know what? I loved Hellbound.
Mm-hmm. We got to know more about the Cenobites.
Yes, and I loved it. The thing that I just was disappointed is the fight was like pretty much non-existent.
All right, if you think about the original Hellraiser, it was all about Frank making the transition back to the earthly plane, as I say it.
Right, yeah.
And it's like, and that was like the Cenobites really didn't show up to the end. It was really her relationship with her uncle and him encouraging the wife to help him get back. And I was like, it wasn't really about the demons. It was really about him trying to escape the demons who really didn't show up to the end of the movie. As much as Hellraiser's marketing is about the Cenobites, in the first movie, the Cenobites were the smallest part of that film.
But they left the most lasting impression.
I mean, they did. This is why we got sequels.
Right.
But Hellbound was all about the Cenobites.
But the fight, no, it wasn't.
I mean, it was about
the doctor. It was the doctor.
The doctor trying to get there, though, but it was more Cenobites in the film. We got to know more. He became one.
I know, and I loved it. The only thing that I did not like, honestly, was the fact that the fight didn't last like nothing. There was no fight. He even says it. Oh, fight. And
this is disqualified.
he takes out the freaking... They BBS'd it.
This is disqualified.
Why?
They lived.
They did live. That's right. That's why I didn't understand.
They're disqualified. I can't believe my number one is disqualified.
But so did wouldn't Regan count from Exorcist? Wouldn't that count as her?
No, because she was possessed by something. She was possessed by a demon.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
I don't care.
I screwed up.
No, you didn't. It doesn't matter. Angels to some, demons to others.
He does make that comment.
So leave him alone.
All right.
I give it to you.
Okay.
All right. My number 5 is Jeepers Creepers.
I knew our lists were going to be similar.
But I liked it a lot because it reminded me a lot of the Tobe Hooper style of a Chainsaw Massacre, especially when he's dumping the body in the church well or whatever the hell the thing is. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. The hole.
The hole, yeah. I love those, yeah. But and then the how infatuated he is with the human body in a way because of how he does his sculptures and he does out of human bodies, a lot like Leatherface. So it kind of reminded me of that eeriness that Texas Chainsaw Massacre had with, but making the antagonist a little bit more lethal, a hell of a lot more lethal than Leatherface. So yeah, I absolutely loved it. Jonathan Breck is a creeper, fantastic job. Justin Long, one of his early movies when Justin Long came out before Dodgeball and all the crazy crap.
With his Apple fame.
Yeah, and Mac fame.
Yeah, the Mac fame. Yeah.
So Jeepers Creepers, number 5. Number 4. Number 4, The Conjuring.
The Conjuring. I thought about that one.
I gotta give it to The Conjuring, but it's a little bit more. Me and Aspen actually talked about it today. It's a little bit more than just the paranormal aspect from the house and that particular story. Right. But then you get a subplot story that kind of spinned off the Annabelle movie.
Right. I mean, that helps us get to it. And Annabelle's technically a demon.
Exactly. The Annabelle's the conduit to the demon, and that's what set up The Conjuring. That was the first scene with those two girls with Annabelle. So that set up The Conjuring. You had the best of both worlds right there. I thought The Conjuring was awesome. Number 3, screw you. Dario Argento's Demons made my top 5 in the top 5 horror movies of all time because it scared the shit out of me when I was a kid. I freaked out on that damn movie, and now coming full circle, it's so hilarious that I work at a damn movie theater, and I gotta think about demons now when in freaking Halloween with the how creepy a freaking movie theater is. I'm telling you, it's freaking crazy. But it's probably dated now. It probably looks like crap now. But some of the kills were great. The makeup was great. It was just creepy as shit.
It was creepy for the time. It's very dated.
It scares me because I'm a
It was creepy for the time. It's very dated. Number 3.
That was 3. Number 2. That was The Exorcist. I give him crap on the.
You weren't even number 1.
It was my number 2, and you're right. It was a lot slow, and I say that all the time about The Exorcist. It's very slow in the beginning. You gotta fast forward it pretty much till she pisses herself, and then
cut off some of that runtime, Blade Runner.
Exactly. After that, it's amazing. The freaking makeup effects on it was great. Freaking William Friedkin's direction was awesome in that movie. It was just freaking masterpiece. Before it, the number 1 horror movie of all time.
Yes.
Before it, as far as box office. Kudos to freaking Linda Blair in it. Number 1. My number 1 is reverse from yours. My number 1 is actually Evil Dead the remake.
Really?
Man, I tell you what, there has never been a remake that I have really praised. We have not really praised since the goods has started.
I've never outside Evil Dead the remake and It. The only 2 horror remakes I've ever been great.
That were just absolutely, man. You're absolutely right. I agree 100% with you. which we might have to actually redo our remake top 5 because
Yeah, I know, right?
but anyway, Evil Dead remake was just like T said. You know, it was really, really scary, but you had the practical effects. That's what I loved about it the most, is that you had the practical effects, and it didn't rely on CGI too much.
No.
It was a lot of the old 80s Sam Raimi type of horror that and Raimi's in there. I mean, you could just see how the influence of Sam Raimi is in there, and but it was just absolutely amazing. And the cast was great. You know, young talent there.
How come they never rolled them over into Army of Darkness?
Well, you know, it's funny you say that because they were supposed to do a Mia, because it's an alternate universe within the Necronomicon. So Mia and Ash are supposed to cross paths.
Really?
They're supposed to cross paths. That was kind of like the consensus of what the sequels were going to be, or one of anyway, because they wanted to extend Army of Darkness, go Army of Darkness 2, Evil Dead 4.
Right.
They wanted to do all these different things. The potential is still there for the cross.
I think they missed their boat to do that.
But
that's why Army of Darkness is already getting a TV show, so they missed their boat.
Yeah, well, but you're no, and then you mentioned that. That's right. Ash versus the Evil Dead. You know, who says that you can't spin that off and go into the Mia's world?
I can, but then you're gonna get a sci-fi Evil Dead made-for-TV movie
with Sharknadoes.
I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that. They missed their boat to do that.
Either way, Evil Dead the remake is absolutely freaking awesome. If you have not seen it, go check it out. It's an amazing remake.
That's a great remake. All right, so
honorable mentions.
All right, so this one flirted in my top 5. I took it out because I put something else in it, but now with my faux pas, I should have put it in my top 5, which was Insidious. Insidious, the first one. Yeah, the first one, because it was really about that demon that was basically trying to take over the body of the child that was in a coma. Paranormal Activity. We have the Sinister. Have you ever seen Sinister? Sinister is really dark.
It's disturbing.
It's very dark. And,
I liked it, but I did. It was one of those movies where, you know what? I think once is enough for me. I can't see it.
And I can't believe they made a sequel to it.
And I didn't even want to see it.
I actually did see the sequel to it. Sinister is very dark, and the other, we talk about dark films, The Entity. I don't think they'll ever remake that movie because of the subject matter that goes on in that film. And I was like,
they might. You never know.
It's like this old woman just being raped and beaten every day by the spirit she can't even see. That just gives you chill bumps now.
Absolutely. All right, my honorable mentions was also The Entity. Especially, it was really creepy. You see the boob, and you see somebody touching the boob, but then there's no hand there.
Yeah,
freaking the 70s, man. I don't know what the 70s did for practical effects compared to what they do now.
They didn't have no choice back then.
Yeah,
they had to.
That's why I think 70s horror especially is probably.
That's why it lives so
one of the best, man. Honestly, I really think it's one of the best because the practical effects were so real. You know. So anyway, Entity was one. Conjuring 2 was good. Annabelle, the original Annabelle. Creation was okay. But I think Annabelle 1 was a lot better. And Hellraiser.
Yeah.
I'd pick Hellraiser over Hellbound.
I think it was more about Frank, though.
It was about Frank. I just liked the even Frank's. I mean, you go into freaking Hellbound, it's more about Julia being Frank.
True, but it was more Cenobites now.
Anyway, let us know your top 5 demon movies. Whose list got it right? Mine or his? More than likely it's going to be his. But
look over the fact.
Only because I had demons.
Look over the fact that the Cenobites actually were alive at one point.
Terrence, take us home.
All right, so we're still within the Halloween month of October. We're going to do a couple of more horror-related top 5s. We've been getting a lot of great comments about things that you guys want us to do for top 5, so please send us more, because trust me, when October ends, it's going to be a barren field of ideas. So we need those ideas to do, and trust me, the ones that we did get for ideas, we are definitely doing those in November.
Tom Hanks in November is the 1st of November from one of our subscribers.
Yeah, exactly. I'll put it up right now.
All right.
So make sure you guys like and subscribe, and that way you'll know about all the other videos that we do on the Goods channel, and you'll be a part of our family.
Next up is more than likely going to be top 5 monster movies. So we're going to be...
Which is very vague.
Very vague, but monster movies, you know what? We'll talk about it next week. For Aspen and Art, wherever the hell they're at, I'm Manny.
I'm Terrence.
And we'll see you next time. This is why you don't work with family.
Sorry.
La la la. La. La.
Again? Okay. Yeah.
Yes?
Let me hear it. Ask me.
Hello. I'm dying.
Okay, so.
Stop!